Mickey Mouse is a fun, lovable character created by Walt Disney. In fact, he is the most popular Disney character and the mascot of Disney. There's nothing scary about him, right? Well, some people have turned our lovable character into a living nightmare. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10, and welcome to today's video. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scariest Mickey Mouse depictions. Now, I thought, how scary could they really make Mickey Mouse? Like, he's a cute little mouse that wears little tiny shorts. Ooh, was I wrong, because the further down the list I go, the creepier Mickey Mouse will appear, so just you wait. Coming in at number 10, we have Faceless Mickey. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the name of the artist, so I can't credit them, but if you know who they are, then please comment down below. For this image, it's literally showing Mickey ripping his own skin off and exposing that he has 3 eyes and 3 mouths. Makes me wonder how much stuff Mickey really went through. Like, it looks like he couldn't take being all smiley and child-friendly anymore, and all that pressure just got to him, and then he decided to rip his face off. Like, look how gory it is, and the skin detail and how it's like caught in his fingers being dragged down. Ugh, very disturbing. Also, I want to know why they chose to give Mickey an extra mouth and eye. Was it just to make him more creepy? Because it definitely worked. Moving on to number 9, we have the Mickey Mouse Runaway Brain episode. Runaway Brain is actually the Mickey Mouse episode where this terrifying creature of Mickey appears. Like, just look at him. Kids must have been so scared while watching this episode. And I'm surprised that Disney even allowed it. So in this episode, Mickey ends up working at a lab with Dr. Frankenoli. Sounds an awful like Dr. Frankenstein and ravioli. Frankenoli. Well, basically, Mickey ends up being a donor for the doctor's monster creation. And that's how this terrifying creature came about. Like, just look at its sharp teeth and his eyes, like one pupil just being super dilated. It's really creepy. I mean, they did a great job at designing it, and also a great job at scaring tons of kids. At number 8, we have the mascot costume. Okay, if I saw this at Walt Disney, I would fly all the way back home. That is terrifying. That's not even what Mickey Mouse looks like. What were they thinking? I'm sure he scared away a lot of kids that day. That is, if they could escape him. But seriously, look at those beady little eyes. And Mickey Mouse doesn't even have any eyebrows. Why did they add them on? And lastly, that little smirk he has on his face. Ugh, it's terrifying. He literally looks like what happens when I try to draw Mickey Mouse from memory. I'm not a good drawer. Alright, at our 7th spot, we have the real life version of Mickey. Now, an artist by the name of Dan Luvizzi created this depiction of Mickey. Apparently, it's what he's supposed to look like if he were a real mouse. No, mice don't look that terrifying. It's so disturbing, like he's just covered in wrinkles and folds, and his eyes are so far back in his eye socket that it's scary. Little fun fact, Walt Disney said that Mickey Mouse was inspired by a pet mouse that he had as a child. But I highly doubt that his mouse looked anything like this. Like, come on, look at it. It looks evil. Those eyes look like they could just possess you. It looks like he just trapped his latest victim. He just looks far too evil and greasy looking. Moving on to number 6, we have Zombie Mickey. Honestly, I think there is at least one zombie depiction of all Disney characters. What is everyone's fascination with zombies? Well, this image shows Mickey's skin literally rotting off his face. You can see that his ribs and half of his face are showing exposed bones, and he's completely missing one of his eyes. Honestly, they should have done like a crossover episode and have Mickey appear in The Walking Dead. I think it would have been a hit episode. But look at the poor mouse. He looks like he's enduring a lot of pain. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Chainmail Mickey. This is the image associated with this haunting Mickey chainmail. The chainmail is apparently cursed, and once you start reading it, then you are cursed. Unless you send it to 5 friends. Well guys, looks like I'm cursed now. And apparently if you don't forward the email, then at 12 a.m. the same night, this Mickey Mouse will come into your room and slice you open and rip out your eyes. Then, like any chainmail, it goes on to talk about Mickey's victims who didn't do as they were told and got murdered as a result. Like Tommy. Side note, I feel like Tommy is just the classic name of a boy who always ends up getting haunted. Well, Tommy only forwarded this to 4 people, and at midnight he saw this Mickey Mouse standing with blood dripping from his mouth while holding a knife. Tommy disappeared and was never seen again. Honestly, this Mickey isn't that scary. He kind of just looks like he's not aging well. Clearly, he wasn't moisturizing daily. At number 4, we have Killer Mickey. This picture is from freakynews.com. Now, this image looks like it belongs in a horror movie. So this image shows a killer holding a chainsaw while wearing a Mickey Mouse mask. Honestly, the image wouldn't be that scary if you just like isolated the face of Mickey. Like alone, the face isn't that creepy. But with it being combined with a chainsaw, it just totally makes it scary. Also, look at his eyebrows. Again, it just makes him look that much more like a killer. I could see this being turned into a horror movie. Like a man goes around terrorizing people while wearing a Mickey Mouse mask. Definitely wouldn't be that good for the Walt Disney attractions though. And in our third spot we have Demon Mickey. Again, I don't have the name of this artist to credit them, so if you know, please let me know in the comments below. But what's with Mickey having pieces missing from his ear? Seriously. And then you have his demon looking bloodthirsty face. Like, he looks possessed with those red glowing eyes. He also is seen with super sharp claws and sharp teeth and a tongue that looks like it just snap out of its mouth and wrap around its victim's neck. Lastly, another horrifying detail is the fact that his dog, Pluto, is seen with only his head. The rest of his body is just missing. Like, where did it go? It just looks like it's ripped off. In our second spot we have Diseased Mickey. This one for sure is going to give me nightmares. Like, look at the disgusting detail. I don't even know where to start. So we have his nasty, sharp, rotting teeth that are just hanging out of his mouth, and then you have his sharp, crusty claws that are shown ripping through his gloves and shoes. Who's gonna be the one to tell him that he needs to do a little clipping? Not me. Then you have his ears that look like they are rotting, and one with a chunk bitten out of it. It would not surprise me if he was the one who bit his own ear. And it almost looks like his tail had been ripped off and now it's just taped back on. Now, I think that his eyes and skin are what makes this picture the creepiest. His skin looks like he was burned alive. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of that scene in the SpongeBob movie when Patrick and SpongeBob get dried underneath that lamp. Like, look at his skin. Clearly he didn't wear sunscreen when being out in the sun. And then we have his eyes. His lifeless, pale, foggy eyes are just shriveled up inside his eye socket. Honestly, I can no longer look at Mickey Mouse the same now. But for some reason, I don't know why, when I saw this picture, I just kind of thought that he looked like Peter Pettigrew from Harry Potter. No clue why, it just kind of popped in my mind. I guess it's like the hunched over and the teeth, I don't know. Nonetheless, it's terrifying. And coming in at our number one spot, we have Suicide Mouse. Now, unlike the other Mickeys I've been showing, this is a video. So back in 2009, this video surfaced on the website 4chan. Now, this video just showed Mickey walking along the street with the same look on his face. After 3 minutes, the video fades to black, and that was it. Then, later on, a full version of the video surfaced and left viewers feeling super uneasy. So, after the original clip, when the video fades to black, after some time, the sound of static will fill the screen and then Mickey will reappear. This time, Mickey's expression has changed and he now looks frightened. Sounds of loud, distorted voices can be heard in the background. It almost sounds like they're yelling in pain. As the video progresses, Mickey's eyes go completely white and the voices in the background get more menacing. There's even a woman you can hear screaming like she's being tortured. The background changes and Mickey is in a broken down neighborhood. The screaming intensifies, Mickey has a look of sheer panic on his face and he starts picking up the pace. Ooh, I'm a little poet. The video ends with Mickey running and then killing himself by injection. The last thing that appears on the screen is Russian writing that says, "The sights of hell bring its viewers back in." I have no clue what that's supposed to mean, but it sure is creepy. Now, where did this video come from? Well, it is said that the film critic Leonard Maltin found it while looking through episodes of Mickey Mouse to include in a Walt Disney Treasures DVD set. When he came across it, he was so disturbed that he couldn't even finish watching it all. And obviously this episode didn't make the cut. And that's all I have for you for today's video. Honestly, these artists are super talented, even though it's terrifying. And now I think I'll just walk the opposite way when I see the Mickey Mouse mascot at Walt Disneyland. I'm not taking any chances. Let me know in the comments below which one of these drawings you found the scariest. And now it's time for our comment shout out section. I will be shouting out comments from my video titled Top 10 Kids Who Remembered Their Past Life. It's a good video, you should check that out too. Gasha Ganger commented, "These kids remember their past life when I can't even remember why I went to the kitchen." Don't worry, I do that too. Like, I walk into a room and then I'm like, why did I go in here? I don't know. Then I walk back out and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I walk back in. It happens to all of us. Guinea Pig Lover commented, "I remember my past being a chicken." I mean, that's always fun, I guess. I don't know. Chickens are cool. Not So Daily Potato commented, "I have a birthmark on my cheek When I turned 28, I found out my great-grandmother got shot on her cheek in World War II. Wow, that's actually so fascinating. It does say that reincarnation runs in the family. I still don't know what to believe, but that's definitely a weird coincidence. And lastly, David Stover commented, "Me and my girlfriend watch this. It's our nightly routine and we would love a shout out, please." Hey David and his girlfriend, how are you? I'm glad you like watching our videos. Thank you. And that's it for today's video. As always, give this video a big thumbs up, comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next video, and as always, don't forget to subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you. You can see that his ribs and half of his face are showing exposed bone. You can see that his ribs and half of his face are oh my gosh. Well, Tommy only forwarded Well, Tommy only forwarded this to his lifeless, pale, foggy eyes that are shriveled up inside his eye socket.